Listen, I don't know what the devil's trying to throw your way, but where the seed is planted determines the harvest. This actually points to something within us. Metaphorically speaking, it's really about the condition of our heart. This is why the devil operates to break your heart, to destroy your happiness, to cause bitterness to reside, which is all to pull the faith right out of the mix. See, it's like baking a cake, right? Separately, the ingredients don't taste very good, but when they mix all together, they create something so good. But for this process to work, heat has to be applied. This actually breaks down each ingredient and begins to cook everything together. But what happens if you are missing one ingredient? See, that's what the devil seeks to do, to take your faith, to cause you to lose interest. And when you do, then you fall right back into the trap. But I want to say this, let God cook. God is saying to someone right here, right now, check the fruit, but first, examine the root. See, when a seed is planted, it goes through a process to which it actually dies first. This allows for the life that is within it to shed the shell of what used to contain it. But the health and nutrient content is very important. That's why we have to allow God to water the seed that's been planted. See, we can have all the seeds planted, but if we don't allow the living water to flow to feed, we won't ever see any growth. We will just remain stagnant. And really, it is when we start to understand or gain a better and deeper knowledge that helps water the seed of faith. Matthew 13:31-32 says this, he told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds come and perch in its branches. See, it's your belief and it's your faith in what you can't see that can move mountains. And when we honestly take the first step to understand more about God, then he unlocks another door of understanding. I know you've been feeling stuck recently, and I get it. That old life keeps looking so good. But remember how miserable you used to be? How everything would feel so daunting and so irritating. See, this is why it is so important to know who you're planted beside. Because eventually the bad fruit from that tree beside you begins to wear down the fruit that you have. But I know you wanted it to go one way. And it seems like no matter how hard you tried, it doesn't seem to have been the priority or have your own desires taken the throne. Matthew 17:16-20 says it like this, you will know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Even so, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. A tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Therefore, by their fruits you will know them. Now, this doesn't mean that you will find perfection, because there is only one perfect man. Part of the problem is that we live in such a microwave society that when we don't see instant results, then we just give up. But do not give up, my friend. Do not give up, brother or sister. I don't know who this message is for, and I don't know why God is putting this on my heart. That betrayal back there was setting you up for a comeback. And you don't need to hold on to that back there anymore. See, it's just been weighing you down and honestly causing you to become bitter, which is resulting in that catastrophic heartache. So can't you see it yet? The devil tries to poison our soil in our hearts to choke out the seed of faith that God has planted in us. Matthew 17:20 says this, he said to them, because of your little faith, very truly I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. See, it's time to stop living so defeated, so worn down, because today is the day that you get the poison out of the soil so you can see the real fruit begin to grow. See, you can speak to that mountain in your life. See, you can speak to the atmosphere and it will shift. But we honestly get so defeated by this life that we start to slip back into those negative thought patterns. And then we forget how powerful God made our minds to be. Galatians 5:22-23 says this, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. So there it is right there. When we walk by the Spirit and our minds are governed by the Spirit, we will see noticeable fruit. But it all depends on the soil, the nutrients, and the overall health of the soil. And one of the most important ingredients is water, and then of course, the sun. So check the ingredients and make sure everything is in the mix. Take some time to spend in God's presence today and watch how things start to come alive again. Watch how everything begins to line up for you. There will actually be this synchronization in your life that will start to happen because everything begins to come together, and then you look back and see just how important each ingredient really was. And that means that everything that happened to you can actually play as the ingredient to help you grow. Okay, so think about the parable of the sower. Within this parable, there are actually 3 types of soil: the path, the rocky ground, and the thorny ground. See, the sower had good intentions, but it was ultimately the soil that dictated the harvest. See, on the path, the birds came to eat it up. The rocky place didn't have much room for the plant to be properly rooted, and the thorny path choked out the seed. And this is why we have to look at the fruit, but first examine the root. Matthew 13:8-9 says it like this. No other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown. Whoever has ears, let them hear. So I don't know what you're up against, but God put this video on your screen to show you that there is a way out of this. And you know what his name is? Jesus. It may not happen when you want it to, but we can hold on to this, that God has the final say. So right here at the end of this video, type this. Say, I got that mustard seed faith, but I'm gonna walk like I got crazy faith. Listen, I love you so much. I will see you on the next video.